Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM News with me, Mapito CBD. In our first story, President Akufo-Addo says he is determined to end the conflict in Boku and bring lasting peace to the area. His comments follow renewed clashes over the weekend that left 4 people dead, including a female police officer. The Upper East regional town has for years witnessed chieftaincy clashes leading to many deaths and injuries. The Regional Security Council has banned the use of motorbikes as part of measures to end the conflict. The president has been meeting with the Boku, Naba, Azigri, Azoko, Abugra, Ogo to find a solution to the impasse.
I'm happy that the Boku Naba and his elders were able to honor my invitation to come and talk to me about what's been going on in Boku recently. Boku Naba, you know, ever since I became president and I took the oath of office, my major concern has been to enforce the oath that I took to uphold the Constitution and the laws of Ghana. The laws of Ghana include decisions of the Supreme Court of our country. I'm a lawyer and I know fully well the nature of the decision that the Supreme Court took over the Boku chieftaincy conflict. And ever since I became president, I have not made any secret of the fact that for me, he is the Boku Naba. So with this background, I'm hoping that Boku Naba would also find a way to cooperate with government to bring peace to the area. The monies we spend on security in Boku, those monies could be used to develop the place. So I asked him here so that we could find a way, all of us, himself, the Nairi, all of us, to work towards bringing peace and calm and understanding to Boku.
Some residents of Ejisu in the Ashanti region are incensed at a dangerous scene of a heavy lifting machine carrying timber in a busy traffic intersection on the Ejisu-Kumasi highway. The log lifting machine posed danger to commuters, including pupils on a school bus, as the driver maneuvered his way around in attempts to transport the log. Traders and motorists panicked at the scene. Nanel Jima has more in this report.
According to residents, a timber-carrying truck had a burst tire which required the offloading of the logs onto another truck. The process got bizarre as a heavy lifting machine attempted to lift a log from one end of the road to the other. Traders and commuters panicked as the log carrying machine drove along the busy intersection. As he was carrying the logs with the lifting machine, anything could have happened. It could have killed someone. It caused us to panic.
I panicked yesterday. Clearly, the log was too heavy for the lift and it looked risky.
A driver, Isaac Assuming, wants government to properly regulate the transporting of timber.
Because it's risky. Say a car in
The country doesn't have any proper regulation for cutting timber. I will plead with government to ensure strong vehicles are used for the purpose.
So industrial areas now more heavy duty car very good.
The Ejisu Municipal Assembly says it is working with the police to ascertain what actually happened for appropriate sanctions. For Joy News, Nanel Jima, Kumasi.
To other stories now, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abu-Jinapor says government will set up a ministerial commission of inquiry to probe the Apiatie explosion, which has so far claimed 14 lives and injured several others. The committee will also have the mandate to analyze the health and safety mechanisms of mining companies in the country and make recommendations. Mr. Jinapor spoke to the press in Parliament.
Say to you is that government is fully on top of this matter. Government is fully on top of this situation, and the president has made a commitment, and the commitment is that government is going to mobilize all the resources to support the victims and, more importantly, to reconstruct the Apiatie community and build a modern community for the people of Apiatie. And indeed, today, on the instructions of President Akufo-Addo, I inaugurated a 5-member committee to oversee the Apiatie Support Fund. We've launched the Apiatie Support Fund, which is a fund where we are going to call on Ghanaians, residents of Ghana and friends of Ghana to contribute to this fund for us to be able to raise the necessary funding to rebuild the community for the people of Apiatie. The committee is chaired by Reverend Dr. Joyce Ayi, whom we all know is a renowned, distinguished stateswoman of our country, with 4 other distinguished citizens of our country. And it's our hope and belief that this committee will work together to be able to raise the necessary funding for us to be able to reconstruct Apiatie. Finally, I should say that when these matters happen, there is also the need for the broader interrogation, the broader examination, so that we can learn the useful lessons out of the industry, the larger picture. What are the loopholes? Where do we have to tighten? The legal regime, is it sufficient? The policy regime, is it sufficient? And God willing, next week, we're going to inaugurate a ministerial committee of technocrats who are going to conduct an inquiry, not just an inquiry into this incident, but an inquiry into the whole gamut of health and safety of mining in Ghana. And not just explosives, everything to do with health and safety of mining, so that out of that we can have recommendations which will be implemented and to make our country a safe and healthy destination for mining.
Meanwhile, the GNPC Foundation has announced a scholarship package for university students who are residents of Apiatie. Chief Executive of the Foundation, Dr. Dominic Edua, who has been visiting the community, called for accurate data of all university students in the area. Western Regional Correspondent Inathalia Kwanzaa has the rest of the story.
As government makes attempts to redevelop the Apiatie community, GNPC Foundation has promised the chiefs and people of Apiatie a new 6-unit classroom block to replace the only 3-unit basic school in the community destroyed by last Thursday's explosion. The executive director of the GNPC Foundation, Dr. Dominic Edua, gave the assurance during a visit to the devastated community.
It's actually to help provide scholarship awards for the tertiary students in this community. So we've engaged the opinion leaders to help us gather the data, the right data, to ensure that students from this community are enrolled on the GNPC scholarship scheme. The issue here is not normal, exactly as you mentioned, and having discussed with my trustee board, they have agreed. This is supposed to be treated as a special case. In that respect, it means that the data we are going to gather, there's no need for them to go through the interviews here and there and all that, but they will be awarded accordingly. So that's a special case. That's what we are going to do.
What would the scholarship entail?
Of course, scholarship, as known by a lot of people, entails the tuition, something for accommodation, and also some monthly stipends. We've boxed all that together. So that's why we give that amount of money per year.
And that's going to be immediately for the people of
Immediately. So with the support of some opinion leaders, we are working on the data, and it will take immediate effect.
Dr. Edua believes the education of the people must not be suspended even in the midst of disaster. since the academic calendar cannot wait for the people of Apiate.
Education is at the heart of what we do at the foundation. We realize that the only 3-unit classroom block that they have here is down. And it means that they don't even have a GHS. What we have decided to do is to immediately look at a possible means of providing a 6-unit classroom block being primary, and then a 3-unit classroom block being the GHS. In addition, just at a glance, you can look at the sanitary facility at my right side, and it's not one good thing that any of us can talk about. We are going to provide them with a new sanitary facility as well. I'll be in talks with the State Housing Corporation to know their preparation towards the reconstruction, so that the component we are supposed to provide can be added accordingly. Immediately we go here upon assessment, we realize that it's one thing that cannot wait. The academic calendar cannot wait for the people of this community. So immediately.
For Joy News, in Athalia Kwansa, Apiate.
And while Thursday, January 20, 2022, will be remembered in the annals of the people of Apiate as a sad one and not to be forgotten anytime soon. A day which saw the death of 14 people, several injured, hundreds homeless and seeking shelter in the Bogoso St. Michael Parish. In Athalia Kwansa returns to what has now become a bare land where residents are yet to accept the loss of their properties.
Mary Akosia is a 28-year-old artisanal miner. She is busily digging a hole, anxiously looking for something. I went to find out. It was a piece of gold. My name is Mary Akos. I am 28 years old. I have my belongings there. I lived there until the explosion. I wasn't around when it happened, so I came to look at the situation. I didn't hear about the incident on time. I was told about it the following. She's looking for her piece of gold and 1,000 Ghana cedis. She claims she dug and hid in a hole long before the blast that razed down the Apiate village. She says she was away when the accident happened, but hurriedly came back here so she could find her precious property. To her disappointment, she couldn't trace her assets and money, but took solace in a beer bottle she found among the debris. Yesterday we came here to take our belongings, but we didn't get anything. But I have my gold there. I am an artisanal miner. I came to look for the gold, but I didn't find it. About 1 pound of gold. I had a brother who used to sell alcoholic beverages nearby. I went to search in the debris and I found this beer. Help me find my gold and money. Akosia's story may well be just one of many. A community that has lost everything overnight. This man gave his name as Mole. He has been helping rescue workers clean the debris. Himself an indigent, he is worried people do not take their safety as serious as they should.
So I see the container burning. I have to rush past. I come, I beg. Hey, everybody will make fast. Everybody will make fast. Call fire service right now. I beg each and everybody. Don't stand there and make picture alone. Call fire service or police right now. So Mullah started shouting, calling. I beg you get police contact, call him. You got fire service, call him. That time I come for the road top because now the fire is undone. Because now the container is burning. So I have to run past, come the road top, go up and down, shouting. Call the fire service, call police number. So I beg, if you watch out for your driving causes, for more time overtaking, overspeeding car, because what? Disaster. So I beg, each and everybody, check out road top. It's not that thing alone too. I beg, check out for your lovely case. Taking buses, I told that time, go to your car. More times you are taking buses, you don't go to check.
The villagers of Apiate are yet to come to terms with their loss. But for many like Akosua, it may well take months, possibly years, to accept that a piece of gold may be gone for good. In Athalia Kwanza, Joy News, Apiate.
And that's it for the AMUs. I am Mapito Sibidi. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. The AM show continues with Benjamin Akakpo.